Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about each division and if it's already won. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and want to see more hockey content like this. So at this point we know the season is really winding down as the playoffs are pretty close, not too far away, but that leaves us looking at the standings, and I decided to look at the top of them for today's video. From first glance, it seems pretty obvious that some teams have a fairly comfortable lead at the top of their division, but have all four divisions already been decided? Well, let's take a look at the divisions and see for ourselves. We'll start off by looking at the Atlantic Division, and this is a division that is really top heavy. You've got the Panthers, Lightning, Bruins, Leafs, all really good teams. And while looking at the current standings here, you just say that anything is possible for these four teams and that one of these teams could go on a hot streak and win the Atlantic. That being said, I do believe it's going to come down to the two Florida teams, and I'm leaning towards the Florida Panthers. Here's why. Not only do they have a 6-point cushion with the same amount of games played, but they also have a strength of schedule of 30th in the remaining games that they have compared to Tampa Bay's 18th. You look at that and you say Tampa Bay is going to need to pick up some games here with them having less points. It's going to be hard, especially the fact that the Cats are having a really easy remaining schedule. It'd be hard for them to fumble this lead that they do have to close out this season. Is it possible? Yes, but it's not likely, so I'd argue that the Atlantic is possibly already won. Moving over to the Central Division, and I'm just going to be honest with you, this division is easily already won. I don't want to go too far into this. I know it. Most of you probably know it, I would assume as well, as the Avalanche have an extremely big cushion with a 14-point lead over Minnesota, who's currently second in the division. While yes, it is true Minnesota does have 2 games in hand, I just don't see a world where they can make this ground up so late in the year. Colorado might have the 8th hardest remaining schedule to finish out the season, but Minnesota has the 10th most difficult, meaning this division is practically all but locked up for Colorado, but a lot of us knew that already. Now, moving back out east, we've got the Metropolitan Division. At this point, the Metro is a 3-team race for the division crown, as you can see above me here. And the Hurricanes are a team that have games in hand over the Penguins and the Rangers. And of course, they also have a point lead. So, I'm going to say Pittsburgh is probably out of the running for this divisional crown. But why? Pittsburgh's a really good team. Well, that is them having the second most difficult remaining strength of schedule to end out the year. Pittsburgh may very well do very, very well to finish out these games, but I still see it coming down to the Canes and Rangers. Why? Well, we'll talk about that right now. Luckily for New York, they have a really easy remaining schedule, a 26th most difficult remaining schedule. Unfortunately for the Rangers, the Carolina Hurricanes have the 31st most difficult, meaning that it's really easy. They have the second easiest remaining games left in the year, and that I could see maybe Pittsburgh going a run. It's probably going to come down to these two teams, and I don't see New York being able to catch up to Carolina. Just one of those things. I got to go with Carolina. Now, I'm going to the final division here, the Pacific Division, and this is where it looks to be Calgary's division to lose. As you can see, the teams in striking distance at this point is really just LA and Edmonton. And Daryl Sutter's guys have 3 games in hand over the second place Los Angeles Kings. Edmonton, might struggle here, and that's why I'm kind of taking them out of the race, as they have the 3rd most difficult remaining schedule. And that leaves you with the Kings to compete with the Alberta team. While I think this has been a really great breakthrough year for LA, I just don't see them catching up to Calgary. Calgary's been great all year, and LA, while they are good, they're young, and Calgary is probably going to pull this out. So, yes, after this video, you might say, wow, it's really unfortunate that realistically only 2 of these divisions are possibly still up for grabs at this point in the year. But what I would say is, listen, it has been such a great year with so many great storylines that it really doesn't matter. We know winning your division certainly doesn't guarantee you a spot in the Stanley Cup Finals, and we know that any team can hoist the cup, so it doesn't matter if you win your division. You could be a wild card, a second wild card, and go there and win it. Having said that, I will say, winning your division does a lot of things for you. First, it gives you a potential easier path in the playoffs, and, as well, it's a franchise achievement and good for the fan base. So, realistically, you want to win your division. at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, but it might make things easier for you. So that is all for today's video. Do you think the divisions are already locked up? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and want to subscribe. If you want to subscribe and see more hockey content like this, I'd appreciate it very much. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night. Eagle of Hockey, all right. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.